Okay, I'm taping.
Okay, my name is Sydney Herman, and my topic is on why a prisoner should be able to have voting rights if they are voting when they're going to be released. Let me explain. I'm not very good at explaining that. Okay, so let's say hypothetically you were incarcerated and you were set to be released in the year 2022. I'm saying you should have had the right to vote in this last week for the 2020 presidential election, because by the time you get out, you will have voted while you'll be in society with that president taking office. So my main points are, I'm going to explain all the prisoner voting rights currently in every state. I'm going to explain why they should have the right to vote and what we can personally do to help them gain their rights back. So I'm only going to be discussing about the presidential elections. However, the local ones are just as important. I'm just not going to touch those ones. So for the 2020 election, we all voted. Most of us probably voted. So why can't they? If they're going to be out in society when when Biden is in office, they should have had the right to vote for either one. So I have this quote here by someone who was a prisoner. He said, "I'm a criminal justice educator, a PhD candidate, an author, a national trainer and speaker, and most importantly, I'm a taxpayer." That was quoted by Jason Soul, who was in prison once when he was 19 for a DUI charge, and he has been very successful in life since, but because of the state that he was arrested in, he is not allowed to vote ever. So this past week with the election, 2% of United States citizens were not able to vote because they were incarcerated. That was 5.2 million people missed out on voting this week. So I have this video here.
I think the right to vote is inherent to our democracy. Yes, even for terrible people.
And that was Bernie Sanders, who ran in the 2016 election. And this video also says some statistics that in the 2016 election, 6.1 million people were not able to vote because they were incarcerated. Okay, so states that have never lost any voting rights, there are only 2 in the US, which is Maine and Vermont. I have this little chart here, and I colored the 2 states that were able to have prisoners vote at any time, green up here. And then 16 states, prisoners are allowed to vote as soon as they get out, and I colored those states purple. 21 states, the prisoners are allowed to vote once they get out and once they are done finishing any after prison requirements like parole or halfway house, house arrest, that type of thing, and I colored those ones blue. Idaho is in that category. And then 11 states are colored orange, and that is for they lose their rights to vote indefinitely. Okay. So it is a constitutional right to vote, so everyone should be able to do that. I'm gonna hand out these now. It kind of just tells you what the rest of the speech is going to be looking for. So why the prisoners should be able to vote. They need to be able to function in society when they are released, and a good way to do that is giving them older rights, including the right to vote. We can't treat them like animals or they will act like animals, and again, it's just a basic human right that is stated in the Constitution that everyone has the right to vote. So ways we can help. So we can write our election officials. It would be better to give them a handwritten letter because that has been proven to be more effective and they will listen to you more. So if we write them and tell them that it is important that these prisoners are able to vote within the election period time, then that would be good. So just make yourself known. just keep writing, be persistent, because you are fighting for a basic right for millions of people. All right, so what will you choose to do? Will you help or will you ignore the subject? So when you vote for the next presidential election, just remember and think of all the people who don't have that right. So overall, we went where all the states currently stand with their prisoner voting rights, reasons why you should vote, and what you can do to help them. So I hope you guys will do the right thing and help these prisoners out. And I have this little picture that I think would be a good representation, because it's kind of showing that I'm not asking for people to be released. I'm just asking for them to have the basic human right of being able to vote. So there are my sources. Thank you. Any questions?
I have one.
Okay.
Does it depend upon whether they were incarcerated on a felony charge? Are those the people who lose the right to vote in the 11 states?
No, in the 11 states, it's just if you've ever been to prison at all for any reason, then you just lose your right. It could be something very simple like a marijuana charge, and you just would never be able to vote again.
Do you know if when President Obama forever ago released all like the younger people, like kids for using drugs when they were minors, did they get their right to vote restored? Do you know that?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Probably depends upon the state that they were from.
Yeah. All right, thank you.